Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Speak. Today we have Deanne, who's International Marketing Manager at Ara Institute of Canterbury. Ara Institute is one of the oldest and largest government institutes based in Christchurch. Welcome to Step Ahead and welcome to India, Deanne.
Thank you.
So let's start. My first question is, please tell us something about your institute.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here with the Step Ahead team and such a privilege to be in India. The institute that I represent is Ara Institute of Canterbury. I'll just hold this up so you can see the name Ara here. Our institution is in Christchurch, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. It's the second largest city in New Zealand, and Christchurch is the gateway to the South Island. So we have an international airport at Christchurch, which makes it very accessible for international students and their families. And Ara, as you mentioned, is the largest technical institution in the South Island. And we're privileged to have over 8,000 students across our campuses. And of that, we have approximately 700 international students. And our students from India are really, really important to us. And we continue to have some wonderful students on our campus and looking at our programs.
Thank you, Deanne. Can you talk about some popular programs at Ara Institute?
Mm-hmm. So the most popular programs for our international students in general, but I think I'll speak mostly about students coming from India and South Asia, are always our programs that are connected to what is on the green list for Immigration New Zealand. And those programs are construction, any programs related to construction or engineering, our health-related programs, our Bachelor of Nursing program and our Enrolled Nursing Diploma, a very popular program. We have a really large suite of programs in our business suite. They range right from certificate level through to master level programs. We have some programs in IT that are popular. Our Master of Sustainable Practice is a really popular master level program, and that program is unique to Ara. So yes, those are some of our popular programs amongst all of the others.
Right. Deanne, is there any scholarship or financial aid available for Indian students at Ara?
Not in the first year of study. We currently don't have scholarship or study grant available. We're always looking at generating that. But what is available is for our second year international students, so already on our campus, already enrolled with us. There is an international student scholarship available to apply for in the second year of studies.
Right. And what is the amount for this scholarship?
That scholarship amount is $10,000.
$10,000. That's
that makes
good
quite a big difference to the fees.
And what is the average annual fees for most of your programs?
Most of our programs average around 26,000 New Zealand dollars.
Right.
What is that equivalent to?
That is going to be around 1300,000 in rupees.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
So that's the average cost of most of our programs.
And the duration of the programs that we have 1-year diplomas as well, 2-year diplomas and 3-year degrees.
We do.
And we have a PG diploma and 18 months master degree.
We do. We also have a 2-year master degree. So when in our applied management, our Master of Applied Management, which is our business master's program, we have 2 strands of that. We have the 18-month strand and the 2-year 240 credit program as well.
Right. Mm-hmm. A lot of students ask us this question, that how is the education in New Zealand different from what they experience in India? So can you please tell us a little bit about this difference?
Yeah, and I think that's a really important question. At our institution and across the ITP sector, which is one of the tertiary options, it's the government institutions of New Zealand, We really pride our learning style to be applied learning. So far more of a hands-on approach to learning, very connected to what's happening in industry. And our graduates, therefore, are very, very ready for what industry needs. So we always say work ready on graduation. And I think that's really the specialty of our sector, is that students can really set themselves up well for what is required in their field.
Like we were earlier talking about the tutors that come from the industry. So how do you think that helps students, to maybe find a placement or to be job ready?
I mean, that's right. Our tutors they've come from industry. They still are connected to industry. They know what is needed. They know what the changes are, and this can help with students placing them in work afterwards. We don't, we don't place students in a job, but that their tutors are connected to industry surely helps.
Right. And like we were discussing about your own daughter who has done her medical imaging program from Ara.
She has.
And then how she benefited from the campus being close to the hospital. So can you please tell us a little more about that?
So our health-related programs are delivered at our Manawa campus, which is right next door to the major public hospital in Christchurch. And so that gives the students training there such wonderful opportunity to do placements in the hospital. And to have people that are working in the roles actually coming in and training them and tutoring them. And it has state-of-the-art resource. I remember my daughter telling me that she was learning sort of this virtual learning with 3D goggles, and so it really is a fabulous place to learn, and you're right there amongst all of the health sector and people working in the field.
Right. Deanne, you have traveled across New Zealand, Can you please tell us a little bit about your city, Christchurch? How is it beneficial for students as compared to other parts of New Zealand?
Sure. Well, I think we all say this, but Christchurch is the best city in New Zealand. I think everybody says that about their city. But what we love about Christchurch is that it's really easy living. Our population is around 400,000, which compared to some cities in India, I think most cities in India, it's relatively lowly populated. And that makes it really easy to get around. People walk, they bike, they e-scooter. The cost of living, of course, is a bit lower than the major city, Auckland.
Right. Deanne, students from India are quite interested in staying after they finish their studies, and New Zealand is offering post-study work visas.
Yes.
So is there any way the Institute also helps them find placements like it happens in India? They have campus placements. So what is the arrangement in New Zealand for these students?
Yeah, I think the approach is a little bit different to India, where I understand that businesses come to the institution,
right,
and they actually can interview students for jobs there. There are those kind of events where students can go and see all these different companies and see what they might like and see where they might like to apply. But it's a slightly different approach. What we do offer at Ara is we have a wonderful careers advisory team, and they help students with methods of looking for work. How do they look for a job? How do they apply for a job? How do they get the best CV available? What is required for students to put their very best foot forward to be able to get some work. So although we don't transition students into a job, we do provide the support that allows them to know how to get a job.
Right.
And Christchurch at the moment has the best employment rate since 1984, I think it is. So there's some really good job opportunities in Canterbury.
And as we were talking about, a lot of businesses are reopening in Christchurch, and there's good demand.
Young people are wanting to live in Christchurch, and some of it's around that cutting edge kind of innovation, new businesses, people wanting to try things, and especially for young minds, that's just a great place to study, a great place to work and live.
Right.
Yeah.
Deanne, any piece of advice for Indian students, like what they should be doing and what they must be avoiding once they arrive in New Zealand?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, always leading up to study abroad, we always hope that you are informing yourself as much as possible about New Zealand in general, you know, and the city you're going to. Google everything you can, ask who you can, make sure your English and you're doing as much as you can. I mean, English is widely spoken in India, so it's not as much of a challenge as it is for some of our other international students, but still it can take some time to adjust to the Kiwi accent. And so just preparing yourself well for difference and being open-minded to difference, because if you have too much expectation, that can sometimes be disappointing if you expect something to happen. So my advice would be to be as open-minded as possible and to be willing to try new things, willing to ask lots of questions, not ever compromise your values, but certainly be open to doing something different. And I always say, different is not wrong. Different is just different. So I think to keep that in your mind before you go, and and then take every opportunity you can. Take every opportunity to grow and to develop and to become more independent than you already are. And then please teach us about you and your culture. And, that's a really, really beautiful part of study abroad.
Right.
So that would be my advice.
Thank you very much, Deanne. I think we have covered a lot today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking time to visit us and training our team. Anybody who's interested in applying for courses at Ara Institute can call us or visit our offices in Chandigarh and Ludhiana. Thank you very much for watching this video.